Hey guys, it's Ashley with 3R Sales and Service. Today we're taking a look at an 8.5 by 20 enclosed tandem axle trailer. This one has a 10,000 pound axle rating, so we can fit much more tank space in here and carry a lot more fluids. But we'll go ahead and move in up front and I'll show you the 2 pressure washers and the soft wash system that this trailer is carrying. So starting up front, I'm actually going to climb in here this time. Got a lot of extra room when there's an 8.5 foot width on it. So we have 2 of the Hydrotech SS series pressure washers. They're stainless steel frames. They're 3,500 PSI, 8 gallon a minute. They've got the big T series pumps on them and the Honda GX 690 engines with electric start. They've both got temperature control on them. They have steam nozzles. You can cut back the water flow a little bit and jump up that outgoing temperature. We've got 8 gallon gasoline tanks and 8 gallon diesel tanks on there, so you have a little bit more fuel storage. And then of course we've got them vented through the ceiling for the burner exhaust, and then for the engine exhaust it actually gets vented through the floor. Because these units are close together, we went ahead and removed the batteries from them so that you can change out batteries, or for some reason you need to charge up a battery, you can access them easily. So that's why they are remotely placed over on that side. We have a 30-inch surface cleaner. You can use that with the 8 gallon systems. That's a Mossmatic surface cleaner. Over here we have our 525 gallon water tank. And you can kind of see going up the water tank here, we've got 3 separate hoses. We've got our 2 cool bypass lines. And that just allows you to operate your pressure washer. As soon as you let off the trigger, it recirculates that water between the tank and your pressure washer pump so nothing overheats. And then we have our incoming water line. This is coming from the inlet hose reel that's on the back of the trailer, and then fills your water, goes through a filter before it even goes into the tank. And then of course, as it's coming out of the tank, we have filters for each piece of equipment. So filter for pressure washer number 1, filter for pressure washer number 2, and then there's a filter on the other side of the trailer for the soft wash system. So 4 filters. We want to make sure that all of that junk stays out of your pumps. Down here we have a 26 gallon winterizing tank, and that is plumbed in so that all you have to do is switch a ball valve and you can draw from your winterizing tank instead of your water tank in order to winterize the system. You don't have to fill up your 525 gallon tank with a bunch of antifreeze or windshield washer fluid to winterize it. You just switch over and use that much smaller tank, so a lot easier to prime your system that way. Down below we have a 2-inch tank drain from the 525 gallon water tank. We have that 2-inch drain that goes through the wall and outside. That way you can wash your hands, fill a bucket, whatever you need to do. And obviously with 2 inches, it's going to drain that tank significantly faster. So what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and step around. We'll go to the rear of the trailer and get a better look at everything from back there as well. We have the barn doors on the rear of the trailer. Just makes it a little bit easier to reach everything. You don't have the height of the ramp and then having to lean over to turn on any of your equipment or to get to your hose reels. So starting on this side, we have our gas engine soft wash system. This is the Comet P40 pump. And then we've got the gear reducer between the pump and the engine is is Honda. I believe it's a GX 200. The 18-inch Titan hose reel, it's 12 volt power, so you just press this button and you can reel in all of your hoses much faster. And then we've got the premium hose guides there to kind of keep everything nice and tidy as you reel it in. The hose reels on this side are all 12-inch width. We have pressure washer number 1, pressure washer number 2, and then our garden hose reel at the bottom. 3/4 inch of the 3/4 inch 100-foot hose on the bottom, and then we've got 200 feet each of the 3/8 hose for the pressure washer reels. The pressure washer reels are also equipped with the chemical injectors so that you can apply soap with your pressure washer, with each pressure washer. And then we've actually got a chemical manifold that we use to send different types of soap to those injectors, and I'll get to that on the other side over here. One more thing, I'm standing in the way of it. On that manifold, we actually have an additional area here where even if you don't have a designated tank, that wind is frigid right now. even if you don't have a designated tank, you can take this out and drop it into whatever random bucket of stuff that you need to use for the particular job without having to drain a tank that you have in there and put something different inside of it. So just kind of a nice way. All right, we're gonna climb up in here, take a look at the manifolds that we were just mentioning. So this is the manifold for the downstream soap injectors. These will allow you to pull bleach and from all three of your soap tanks. Right now they're all in the off position. If you open this up, it's just gonna pull bleach directly to your soap injector. If you want to add a little bit of surfactant in there, you just kind of turn that open a little bit. So it kind of gives you the option to either mix them or only pull designated soaps from designated tanks. Down below is our soft wash manifold. So this is specifically for your soft wash system. It's much higher flow. You can see how much bigger the valves are, and that's going to pull your water, your surfactant, and your bleach. These are much more precise metering valves. They've got numbers and everything to kind of show you where your levels need to be depending on what your application is. And down below our bleach valve, we have a rinse valve just to keep this all nice and clean. And whenever you need to rinse out your system, you open up both of your water and your bleach valve all the way and have this in rinse mode. So that way you have plenty of flow going to that pump and you're not going to starve that pump for liquids. So the tanks that we have a 55-gallon bleach tank, and these three hoses here, this is pulling to our proportioner system. This one is pulling to our downstream manifold we have here for the pressure washer. And then this hose is our vent hose. So any of those fumes that can accumulate inside that bleach tank that usually go airborne inside of your rig, we put this hose in here so that it can go down and go through the floor of the trailer and keep that corrosion to a minimum. Down below, we've got a 16-gallon surfactant tank, otherwise labeled as soap number 1. Two hoses in there, again, one to the soft wash manifold and the other one to the downstream manifold. And I'll scooch to this side, 16-gallon tank for soap number 2. This is where we're gonna put any kind of soap that you wanna draw through your pressure washer. You can put your degreaser in there. If you have another type of house wash or a specialty cleaner, you can put that in there as well. We have a bright green tool chest here with 8 drawers, and it does lock so that while you're turning, you don't have to worry about any of those drawers flying open. And then to kind of finish everything off, we've got our hooks up here for the wands that they got with this rig. So they added a telescopic wand, and then we've got 2 of the 48-inch lances that go for each pressure washer. So I think the only thing I didn't mention is what we're actually standing on right now is our protective flooring. This helps keep any of the detergents that manage to make their way onto the floor of your trailer from kind of eating away at that wood. And of course, it's a moisture barrier as well. And we all know there's a lot of moisture in these rigs. And then we painted the walls too. So that helps keep just another moisture barrier from the wood inside the trailers. But if you guys have any questions on this rig, please feel free to give us a call. Thank you.